Good morning, YouTubers. Just a follow-up, and I mean real quick follow-up to my video yesterday on the NFL. I went through a couple of comments. One of them was from one of the bigger channels. I won't call the channel out because I actually like the guy. I think he's pretty cool, down-to-earth level. But I have to disagree with him, and that is, it's different when it's your country. It's different when you live in this country, and not 100% of people that live in this country, aka Americans, take a lot of pride in the flag. I didn't serve the country, but I do respect and honor our flag. I don't disrespect it. I don't do things that show disrespectful, because I've had family members and friends that have served in the military, and to me, that's just that's disrespectful to the flag. Some people don't see kneeling as a big thing. They think, hey, it's an honor. So let me get back to my point. I was having a conversation on the way home yesterday with a relative, and we were talking about this back and forth, and I think along the way the translation of the purpose of the kneeling before the flag during the national anthem has lost its value. For example, have you ever done that scenario where you tell someone a story, and that person has to tell the next person the same story, and that person has to repeat that process 3, 4, 5, several people down the line. We've done it in office scenarios as a way of communication, and along the way the story changes just a little bit. By the time it gets to the last person, the story's like changed from what it originally started with. And it's funny how that works from news media to one person to another, from athlete to athlete. Along the way, something changes. I think for the most part the athletes are on the same page, and I believe the reason they kneel is out of protest for injustice African Americans in this country and the way they've been treated by police. Now, I'm not going to give you my position on that, whether I'm for or against it, because that's not the point of my video. So I was going back and forth with my cousin, and I was asking him what his thoughts were. I was asking him what his thoughts were on the video itself that I had posted, as far as is it regarding is the issue with them kneeling during the national anthem, or is it the issue that they have the right to kneel? And his response to me was that he saw it in the form of honoring the flag. That back in the day, he was giving me his long history stories about, that it's a way of respect and honor, and kneeling before the flag. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't see anything. And right there, I thought to myself, he misunderstands why they're kneeling. He's maybe never spent a lot of time focusing on the reason why they started kneeling, the point of it behind the scenes. And so I had responded, and I thought to myself, this is probably what a lot of Americans don't get. Is, I agree. If whatever that football player's name from the 49ers that's no longer with the team, if he'd have come out from the beginning, from day one, and said, I'm kneeling in honor of the flag to show respect for the men and women that have served this country, that have died for this country, that have served in our military, so that we could hang up this flag, this symbolism of freedom, that we have the right to speak our minds, to protest, to kneel, whatever the case may be. This is why I'm doing it. And that was the main reason. I'd have no issue with him kneeling. Honestly, it would not offend me because then I would know he's doing it in respect and honor, that he's kind of bowing down to the flag. He's kneeling to the flag, showing his appreciation, his respect for those who have served. So I had to tell my cousin, I said, well, I agree with you if that was the reason, but that's not. The reason is because he's kneeling for injustice to fellow African Americans that have gone through an injustice with police brutality, whatever the case may be. And again, that's a whole different subject than this one. I think everyone should be treated with respect by our law enforcement. There are certain circumstances that lead up to those events. Now, I'm not going to say that some just go way above and beyond and do things, meaning law enforcement, to citizens of this country that should not take place. Because I think in the moment they just get caught up in, like, you're going to do what I tell you to do, and that's it. And that's the mentality that maybe some of them have, that moment where you've already boiled their blood, you've ramped them up, you've made them chase you down the street. Yeah, they're going to be pissed off at you at that point. Does it give them the right? I'm not saying it does, but things lead up to those events. And I think that's what people in this country forget. People forget that cause and effect. You run from the cops, you rob a bank, you pull out a gun, you spit at the officer, you curse at the officer, you start swinging, you start making threats, you don't obey their commands. Yeah, shit's gonna happen to you. I'm not saying the end result's right, but when an officer pulls me over, you know what I do? Hands on the wheel. Yes, sir. No, sir. Thank you, officer. Yes, sir. If I have to reach in my glove compartment, you know what I do? I'm reaching for the insurance, just to let them know I'm making a movement that way to get the insurance that you've asked me to get. And I really truly believe that if you follow common sense rules, you show respect to the officers, I really think there would be a change of attitude in some of these injustice brutalities against African Americans or Hispanics or Latinos or Asians or whatever the case may be. Everyone makes mistakes. It's not just about black or white or brown. But people turn it into this thing that they don't realize that the things that they do lead up to those events. Don't run from the cops. Don't pull out a gun. Don't carry an illegal firearm. Don't have an attitude. Don't have your music blasting when they pull up to the car. All right, guys, that's all I got. Again, I agree with most of the comments in the description below, but I respect everyone's comment that made one down there. And I think that it does make a difference if you're in this country or not. If it's another country, I could care less probably and be like, well, if they want to kneel, I don't care about that country or this country. But we can agree to disagree, right? All right. Have a good one. God bless. I'm drinking my coffee. I'm going to have a good day. And I'm going to move on from the NFL subject because I got other shit to deal with, more important locally, that I have to, live my life. All right. I'm going to keep honoring the flag. I'm going to keep flying it. I'm going to keep respecting the flag. And I'm going to respect those who have served in the military in order for us to have these freedoms. Right out.